morning, everybody. It's Main Street Today time. I'm so excited because one of my favorite people is standing by, Miss Erin Enderlin. She's got a project that is incredible called Faulkner County. And speaking of, she's also up for some Arkansas Music Awards. Talk about my friends over at Monster Home Services. They are doing some really cool things. Matt, let me show you some pictures of what Matt did, before and after. Okay, he took an existing deck that needed a little help and everything, and then he went and Matt at Monster Services redid it and gave it a nice, clean look. Isn't it brand new? See how he does that? And this is another thing that Monster is doing. A lot of people are closing in their patios and their outdoor kitchens. But guess what? What if you don't want it closed in all the time? Well, Monster has linked with US Motion down in Texas. Look at this fancy thing. They can fix it where it can be an indoor outroom or a patio. The screens come down at night when the bugs get bad. Take a look. So you've got the open patio area for entertaining, or you close those screens up I love what they do. So if you want something pretty done to your house, to your property, I love because Big J always says, you're paying for the whole property, the backyard, the patio, everything. You might as well use it and make it usable. If you want to get in touch with them, it's 615-509-4375. Love my friends at Monster. I always say they're putting sexy back in the gutter because they put new gutters on your house. See, wonderful comments about our new digital paper have been fabulous. Now, this very, very cool setup for a digital newspaper. It's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and it is all the news of Middle Tennessee. It's a regional paper. And what that means is all the news, like say something happens in Clarksville, well, we got it. Something happens in Dixon, we got it. We've always been doing that with our papers. So if you want to get of all in your neck of the woods, and you can read it on your tablet, on your computer, on your phone, it's available throughout. So if you want to get a look-see and see if it's something that you're interested in, like if you're interested in your neighbors and what's going on, you can go to mainstreetnash.com. Main Street Nashville is our brand new offering, and we're glad to have you here. Well, a lot of people don't realize it, but this is Women's History Month. And Women's History Month has so much to do with Middle Tennessee. I know a little bit behind the scenes with this story. The weather wasn't the only thing heating up Nashville in August of 1920. One more state was needed to ratify the 19th Amendment. All eyes were on this traditional Southern town. In the end, it all came down to one vote. Tennessee State Museum, there is an exhibit all about women and the history and the right to vote.
Women worked for decades to win the vote. It began with the first Women's Rights Convention in 1848. By the early 1900s, women's suffrage had expanded into an energetic movement. By June of 1919, the 19th Amendment passed the U.S. House and Senate. From there, state legislatures began taking up ratification, setting off a wildfire of activity by American women. By July of 1920, 35 of the 36 states needed for ratification had approved the amendment. Suffragists saw Tennessee as their last best hope to make the perfect 36. On August 9th, Governor Albert H. Roberts called a special session of the Tennessee General Assembly to consider the issue. Both pro- and anti-suffragists from across the nation descended upon Nashville. After the resolution easily passed in the Tennessee State Senate, both sides lobbied furiously to secure the votes in the House of Representatives. On August 18, 1920, suffragists and anti-suffragists packed the House chamber. Suffragists wore yellow roses and anti-suffragists wore red roses, signaling their stances in the pivotal vote. The atmosphere tense as the War of the Roses commenced. As the roll call began and votes were tallied, the youngest member of the House, a 24-year-old Nyota man named Harry Byrne, faced a dilemma. He had a letter in his coat pocket from his mother that read, "Hurrah and vote for suffrage," asking her son to change his anti-suffrage stance. Byrne, sporting a red rose, shocked the chamber by claiming "aye" for the amendment, breaking the tie vote and changing the course of our nation's history forever. On August 24, 1920, Governor Roberts certified Tennessee's ratification of the 19th Amendment, and 2 days later, U.S. Secretary of State Bainbridge Colby officially declared its ratification to the Constitution. Tennessee provided the 36th and final state needed to ratify this landmark amendment to the U.S. Constitution, adding to our state's rich history and earning the slogan, America at its best. Tennessee had given 27 million women the right to vote.
It makes me cry when I see that, because our nation's right to vote was pivotal, and it took place in all the letter Hermitage Hotel, which still stands today. Isn't that interesting? I just love that. If you'd like to find out more about that history, the Tennessee State Museum has a wonderful exhibit. Now, they will not be open due to COVID until mid-April. That's our hope. But you can tour virtually by going and just giving a little visit to the Tennessee State Museum. If you find yourself in need of health insurance, one Google search and a questionnaire could start your phone ringing and those emails and those texts coming from companies all over, and it can be really confusing. And sometimes you get caught up in buying something only to find that it covers very little of what you actually need. And sometimes it can be too late to do anything about it, after the fact, like when you need your insurance. That's why one click to my friend, my insurance guy, Health Insurance Harvey, can keep that from happening. HarveyDurham.com. Chat with him, set up a virtual appointment anywhere in the country practically. He's licensed in 40 states. He'll look at your needs, your budget, and share every single thing that his insurance is going to cover and what it won't. You don't pay for what you don't need. If he can't save you money or can't give you better coverage, he won't sign you. You are under no obligation. So do yourself a favor. Get a free comparison quote from Health Insurance Harvey. It just might work for you like it did me. I'm not his commercial announcer. I'm his client at HarveyDurham.com. Well, Elizabeth says that the story about the vote brings a tear to my eye. I'm so proud of our state and that young man in the legislature. I love that story too, Elizabeth. And it's, just one vote. That's what it was. And this was a young man. He was in his very early 20s. He was a junior senator in the state of Tennessee. And all because a letter from his mama got delivered under his door at the Hermitage Hotel while they were in session. And he did what his mama told him. And that one vote gave every woman from then until now the right to vote. Isn't that an amazing story? I really love it. You can, if you want to go to a quote unquote spa experience and not do the traditional mammogram and want to try something a little different, well, this is something that is in Middle Tennessee, and there are a couple of dates that are very important. It's not here all the time, but it is coming up. Find out a little bit more about HerScan.
Hi, my name's Tammy. This is my second visit at HerScan in the Woodlands. I came last year with my mother, and we both had the ultrasound done here. She was diagnosed with breast cancer from this ultrasound. Went to MD Anderson, got treated in January. Just notified me that she's all clear now. There's no more breast cancer. But HerScan saved her life. The doctors told us that it saved her life. She had a very aggressive cancer, but we caught it while it was so tiny. And I'm very grateful to HerScan because it definitely saved my mother's life.
Women's history without women who can make history. And taking control of your own health is very important for the women in our area. Now, HerScan has a 1-800 number because it's all across the nation, and they have a spa-like experience for people. And it's really important. They don't do all the squeezing, all the mashing. Look, I'm sorry, but mammograms are what they are. And we're going to talk about them because that's what it is. And they're painful, especially for women with larger or dense breasts. Find out. They're going to be at Hyatt Place in the Nashville-Brentwood area. That's 202 Summit View Drive in Brentwood, Tennessee. Now, if you want to know, what does this cost me? One payment, which is due at the time of the service, $235. The payment's due at the time of the service. At this time, they don't accept Medicare, Medicaid, or third-party insurances, but I think about, I've spent more than that to get my hair done. So if this is worth that to you, we'll also be in Franklin the next day on March 23rd. I don't have that location, but you can go to HerScan.com and find out where they're going to be. And if you're listening or watching in somewhere else in the country, HerScan travels and you can find out where they're going to be and where they're going to be near you. It's just saying, I am worth taking care of my own health, you know? And is it worth it to you? Let's see. Early detection, so very important. Early detection saved my life. I didn't know that, Elizabeth. And that's what we want to just encourage you. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, to just take advantage of your own ability to control what happens in your life. Just go get the scan. That's what you do. All right, we're going to talk about women's history as it deals with country music. Women in country music. First, we're going to do a little history, a little Erin Enderlin, all at our Country Music Hall of Fame.
Hey y'all, I'm Erin Enderlin, and my country music history is watching the Nashville Now show one evening with my grandma. I saw Reba McEntire, and while I was already a huge country music fan, something about her performance that night sparked a dream, and I knew that's what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Let's make country music history together with the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum by tuning in to the big night at the museum on their YouTube channel, October 28th. Check out my post for more details on how you can watch. And now I'm going to sing you that song that changed my life, Reba McEntire's Somebody Should Leave.
It sure gets quiet when the kids go to bed. We sit here in the silence, putting all what must be said. I read a book, you watch TV, as our love dies quietly. I'm so sad I don't know what I've just read. Somebody should leave, but which one should it be? You need the kids, they need me. Somebody should leave, but we hate to give in. We keep hoping somehow we might need each other again. You say goodnight, turn and face the wall. We lie here in the darkness, and the tears start to fall. If it was only you and me, goodbye might come more easily. But what about those babies down the hall? Somebody should leave, but which one should it be? You need the kids, they need me. Somebody should leave, but we hate to give in. We keep hoping somehow we might need each other again. Somebody should leave, but we hate to give in. We just keep hoping we might need each other again.
my goodness. I was just sitting here squalling. Make country music sad again.
Oh, that Reba Nell. I love that. Makes country music sad again. I should make a t-shirt that says that.
Yes, you should have all
That would be great.
people, because you better than anybody. Oh my gosh, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Just fabulous here, celebrating Women's History Month, kind of kicking it all off. And we're just telling the stories of Middle Tennessee.
That is
And
so cool.
And we bring in a little Arkansas because we got a big talk about people from Arkansas in country music here. There's a ton.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just more every day. Yeah, you know, of course we got Johnny Cash and Glenn Campbell, Waylon Holyfield.
Yeah. I mean, it really is a rich, rich history. And I think you and Lance Carpenter really right now are carrying the torch for everything Arkansas right now on all the books. The Arkansas, let's talk first about the Arkansas Music Awards. You are up, or I have voted, and you can vote more than once, but you can only vote once a day. So
very important distinction.
Let's get back here. Entertainer of the Year, you're up for Female Vocalist of the Year. You're up for, okay, refresh my memory. Is it Songwriter of the Year?
Songwriter of the Year and Country Artist of the Year.
Girl, that is just fantastic. Well, anybody that would like to go to arkansasmusic.org, or you can do the Google search of Vote Arkansas Music Awards, and it'll pop right up on the page. You fill out the form and you can vote as many times as you want. Our girl Erin Enderlin is, man, you are really, really, showing up at this year's. Now, you've won before, haven't you?
I have. I love Arkansas, and they started, this is going to be the 4th awards show, I believe, and I've been lucky enough so far to be the most nominated and most awarded artist, which is really, really special to me because you know what I mean. We've talked about home, and
we wrote a song about home.
We did. And there's something special about where you grew up and your home folks embracing what you do and getting to go out and represent them in the world.
That's really all that matters. When you get to the end of the day, making the home folks proud, to me, I think that matters more than any award, to be able to go home again and go, wow, you did us good. You did us proud.
Yep. My grandma still wants every one of my t-shirts that I put out, and that tells me I'm doing something right.
There you go, Burke. I mean, I'm a Southern girl, Louisiana, New York, and I had to get back south again. So I mailed everything here and started at WSIX. And Nitty Gritty Dirt Band had out Fishing in the Dark. Where were you when you first heard their version?
Honestly, I don't remember not knowing that song. But one of my favorite memories is I actually went to boarding school in high school in Arkansas. And I remember that was one of my classmates' favorite songs for me to play. And we'd sit in the halls in the evening and I'd play it on my guitar. And it just, you can't help but smile when you hear that song.
I know. It's just so much fun. COVID and things are, let's talk about this virtual video of your new single.
Yeah. So there's an awesome band here in town called Side Piece, and it's made up of musicians who all happen to be female. And they all play for other great artists, but they were kind enough to join me virtually to do a video of Fishing in the Dark. And I just love all of them so much. So it was really, really cool.
There's a yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stump road, I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me going fishing in the dark, lying on banks and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down almost over and summer's coming, days are getting long. I've waited all winter for the time to be right, just to take you along. Baby, get ready. It don't matter if we sit forever, fish don't bite. Jump in a river and cool ourselves from the heat of the night. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me going fishing in the dark, lying on backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down by the river in the full moonlight, we'll be falling in love in the middle of the night, just moving slow. Staying the whole night through. Feels so good to be with you. You and me go fishing in the dark, lying on the backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down by the river in the full moonlight, we'll be falling in love in the middle of the night, just moving slow. Staying the whole night through. Feels so good to be with you and me going fishing in the dark. You and me going fishing in the dark. Fishing in the dark.
I love how that works out. And I love that attention at the end. I love it.
Yeah, music just, it has all the power in the world to heal your heart and make things better.
And that delivery of that song, it had that groove pretty soon. You just I mean, it just has this, oh man, it does feel good. You're right.
It feels like it's already summer.
It does. It does feel like it's already summer. Now that's the new single, and it is out now wherever music is sold. Get it right now. County. That's where you grew up, right?
Yeah, it is in Arkansas. I'm from Conway, Arkansas, and I was afraid if I named it Conway, they'd think it was a Conway Twitty tribute record. And I'd love to do that, but I didn't want people to be disappointed when they didn't hear "Hello, Darling."
Yeah. That's so smart. Yeah, that's crazy. But Faulkner County, it's good. I mean, I love it because you tell stories of Faulkner County, and I talk the Faulkner novels of American literature, but you write songs that way.
Well, thank you. I love William Faulkner and the way that he writes and develops characters, and so I enjoyed that it was a little nod to him as well.
Yeah, it really is cool. Now, what are some of the songs that are on this? Now, because I loved the album prior, Whiskey Town Crier was a very neat concept album. What was Faulkner County all about? I mean, what are some of the songs on there?
Well, one of my favorite songs I think I've ever written, I Can Be Your Whiskey, is on that record, which I love because it's a story. It's a love song, which I don't have a lot of, but it's not maybe the traditional love song. It's about two people who have been through a lot of things in life, and maybe they're getting their 8th or 9th chance at it. There's a song on there called These Boots. It's really special to me. That is a song that's kind of a little page from my diary from the last several years and some of the cool stuff I've gotten to do. And there's a song called The Queen of Marina Del Rey on there, which is pretty crazy. I mentioned in the song Roseanne Cash and Elton John, and somebody sent the record to Roseanne and she sent it to Elton, and Elton John interviewed me for his show this last summer.
What was that like?
It was crazy. I mean, he FaceTimed me, and the wildest thing was I figured, like, you know, he'd have like a production person or something answer the phone, and if my phone rang and there was Elton John.
That's just crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. But what was that like, and what did he think of the song?
You know, he received it really well, I guess, and I love that. And he was very, very kind and encouraging about my music. And it's crazy to think he has his show on Apple Music, and there's episode 261 is titled Erin Enderlin. And he actually featured the song Broken in the show, which he said it was his favorite from the record.
Well, you know, it's mine. I talk about it every time I get to request a song from Erin Enderlin. I request Broken, because I think of all the people in the world that have lived this story out.
Mm-hmm. When I was in Arkansas growing up and some during college, I got to work with an organization that helped at-risk teens and teenagers who'd been through so much in their short lives, and kind of be a peer counselor and help them have a chance to get away and maybe deal with some of the things they'd been through. And I met just some really amazing young women who, you know, I feel like I've been through more in their, you know, 16, 17 years than I've been through in my whole life. And their stories really touched me. And several of them had ended up getting pregnant in high school and different things happening, and had given away their babies for adoption. And I just saw so much love in them, that it was a difficult situation, and they really loved their kids, and they wanted the best life for them. And just really the strength and the love and the character that they showed really impressed me.
Well, this is a beautiful video, and it shows it. And I said, this is the song if someone says, hey, what's your favorite song about forgiveness? And it's this song. It really is this song.
He was a bastard, even though he knew his daddy, even had his daddy's angry eyes. Brown as the whiskey that ran through both their veins. I turned 18 the day I took his name. I was a young girl, raised up being lonely. He was the first boy to look my way. My ticket out might have took me straight to hell, but I take some of that blame and I shoulder it myself, because I saw in him what he saw in me. A broken limb from a crooked family tree. When you got that kind of history, it's hard to break free. When broken's all you know, it's all that you know how to be. Just as hard. We had a baby, and oh, I loved him dearly. saw clearly the choice that must be made. I hope that family holds him like I couldn't. It was the only way I knew to get him raised, so I wouldn't have to see in him what I see in me. A broken limb from a crooked family tree. When you got that kind of history, it's hard to break free. When broken's all you know, it's all that you know how to be. When broken's all you know, it's all that you know how to be.
That song right there is for somebody specific today.
Hmm.
Somebody's going to see that song today and find forgiveness in their heart, maybe for themselves.
It's amazing. That song, I've heard from people all over the world, from Australia and Europe, that song's found its way to. And that's just, that's what means the most to me about being able to be in music, is being able to connect with people. And none of us want to feel alone. And music can help us not feel so alone, and share those stories.
When can we get to, do you have a special time that you do live performances on your social channels?
I do. I'll actually be doing one tonight, Thursday at 8 p.m. And I do one Tuesdays at 1 p.m.
You do it on Facebook and Instagram, or just on Instagram, or just on Facebook?
Just on Facebook for now.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, where can they find you? And so they can listen tonight, because everybody's going to want to listen on Thursday night.
You get on Facebook, Erin Enderlin Music, and you will find my face.
Okay. Erin Enderlin on Facebook. So go there, click subscribe, click for the notification so you know that when she goes live. Thank you so much for your time today. I love you.
Thank you so much for having me. Love you too, Devin.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.